Hello, this video is going to cover how to access the electronic manuscripts and electronic books that will be useful for your research. So the first thing you're going to want to make sure you do is come to library.coker.edu, and you will go to Research Help, and on the drop-down box go down to eBooks. This is going to be one of your easiest ways to just directly go to ebooks and access ebooks and search for ebooks. I'm going to cover that in the last part of the video, but right now I just want to show you how to get to the research guide that you'll want to go to for your class. You'll just go to Research Guide, scroll down to Literature Resources, and that will bring you to this page. And so what we're going to focus on right now is the Find Books. As you can see here, we have a lot of different options for the GSM classes. Yours is going to be the Underground Railroad. So just go ahead and click that, and it will bring you to this page. Unfortunately, these are a lot of great, fantastic, wonderful books that we have in our catalog, but they are all, for the most part, just physical. So unfortunately, since we can't go to the campus and we can't actually check these physical books out, you can just look at these and long for these and think about how awesome it would be that if you could, actually get them. I would recommend clicking on a few of these links, though. Sometimes the publishers will give us access to the ebook versions of these. So I would click these and just see if it does have a link in there that says, connect to an online book or an online source or an online ebook. You may be able to still access some of these. So I would still click it and just see what happens. But if not, unfortunately, this part of this page isn't really going to be super relevant. This side over here, though, very relevant. These are a couple of really great primary source databases. These are going to be great for electronic manuscripts. You can actually search these and search for newspapers and different, even full manuscripts, even full books, electronic books. From the 1800s. So it's going to be really, really cool. These are really, really great sources. I'm going to at least give you a very quick run through of how to access these and search these. And then you also have some ebook options down here that we went ahead and searched through our ebook holdings and just give you a few highlights here. There are definitely a lot more that you can find and you can utilize, and we will look at those in a second. So what I'm going to go do is show you these primary sources here. I'm going to start off with this one at the bottom, actually, the Slavery and Anti-Slavery Transnational Archive. This is an awesome, awesome archive. I love just playing around in this thing and just searching it and looking at a lot of the different manuscripts and newspaper articles from the 1800s. It's really, really cool. One of the easiest things you're going to want to do here is just kind of use the find and do a very kind of basic search. You can do an advanced search if you really want to get super, super focused on it and super narrowed on it. So if you have a really, really strong topic already and you have a really strong focus topic and you're kind of wanting to look at, specific primary sources or specific manuscripts that may be able to, allow you to make better links between what your topic is and what you're looking at in your research and the historical events going on at that time, then feel free to go for the advanced search and really dig into it. I would recommend broadening these searches a little bit more, especially with something like this. I think it'll make it a little bit more relevant in terms of the information you get and the searches you get, the results you get. So we're going to go ahead and do Railroad. And then again, what you'll see here is it's going to break it down into different areas, into different spots, different things that you can look at. So you have books and pamphlets that you can look through. These are going to be actual monographs of books published around that time. So you can go in and, very similar to an ebook, say you were wanting to look at, I'm just going to pick this one. And so you're wanting to look at this book. So it would actually give you the option to look through this, all 197 pages. You can go through, you can read through it. It has an e-table of contents. You get your full citation, list of any illustrations that they have in there. So again, it's a really cool way. This is the document URL. This is going to be, again, your permanent link that you're going to want to copy and utilize to be able to get back to this specific book here if you're wanting to look at that. But it's just really neat. A lot of the different options you have there. You can also look at newspapers and periodicals, and what it will actually do is it will look at for the terms that you used, and a lot of different newspapers and publications, again, from the 1800s. So you have here a mentioning of the Underground Railroad and Emancipator and Republican, published in Boston, Massachusetts, Thursday, November 29th, 1849. So you can click that, and you would actually get to look at that specific article. So if we do that, click that there, it's going to bring you to that article, and a lot of times it'll also highlight the words for you, but you get an idea again of things that are actually being published and talked about and spoken about specific to that topic at that specific time. So these could be really interesting, neat ways to make those connections between like the historical events, the events going on at that time, and what you're looking at. So highly recommend looking at this if you're wanting to really take that avenue of research and kind of look into that. But yeah, really neat stuff, really cool stuff. So if we go back, 19th century U.S. newspapers, it gets very similar. It's going to basically kind of be like if you searched the anti-slavery archive. If you just search like the periodicals and the newspaper names, you're basically going to get a lot of the same information here. Again, they're all under Gale, so you would get the same kind of articles. But still, may be worth checking this out too. Though you may get a few different hits or a few different things that maybe you didn't get in the other archive. But again, you'll see where you're getting a lot of these from different areas. Again, this is going to be really cool too to kind of see like the differing viewpoints or the ways that slavery is being written about in different parts of the United States at the time. Like this one's coming from Augusta, Georgia. The other one was coming from Boston. So it's really interesting. It's just really cool stuff to kind of look at. Really great glimpse at history. But again, it's very similar. You would jump in here and you would do this. It's going to give you the kind of the scanned version of the article. You can get your information over here. You can limit some stuff if you really kind of need to, but it's not super necessary with these kinds of articles and these kind of resources. You can view a table of contents. You can view a full citation. You can also get your citation up here. Very similarly to some of the other Gale things we've looked at, like the Gale virtual reference. You can also send the information to yourself. This is where you're going to email it to yourself. And again, with this one, unfortunately, like with a lot of other emails, even with some Gale services, you do not have the option to get a PDF or a citation sent to you. A lot of times with these, they will automatically send you the citation information, and usually they will always send you the permanent link back to this page. So that's kind of the way that you can kind of get that information and kind of have it in a centralized location. I also still recommend, though, just in case it gets a little wonky or something like that and it doesn't give you the information you want, to copy the citation information, paste it in the message portion of this, and then also get your permanent link. Copy that, and then also paste that in the message portion. So that way you always have that information, regardless, even if the databases get a little crazy and don't send you the information they're supposed to send you. But again, a great primary source option if you really wanted to make those really good hardline cool kind of connections between history and the literature that you're looking at. And then finally, we have the ebooks. Again, these are a lot of ones that we kind of looked through and just kind of wanted to highlight. But you can click these links and they will take you to the ebook here, and we'll give you a description of what the ebook's about. It'll give you a lot of the publication information. You can search through the table of contents down here if you want to do that, and go ahead, and they all have links. So any of the things in the table of contents, if you want to go straight to that, it will take you straight to that chapter in the e-reader. If you want to access the full text of the book, you can go to the PDF full text over here. Sometimes they'll have some other full text options. PDF full text is usually the best one. You can click that and it will take you to the book, and we'll do that in just a second. But let's say you're just curating information, you're just kind of looking at different books that you kind of want to visit later. Maybe you don't want to look at the entire book right now. You can email this information to yourself. Again, I sound like a broken record on that, but you can. You have your citation information. One of the things I will always warn about with the ebooks is that the citation information is only going to be for the entire book. It's not going to be for a specific chapter that you're looking at. So even if you bring up the e-reader and you are specifically viewing a certain chapter, the citation you pull from that will not be for that chapter. It will still be for the entire book. So make sure you're aware of that when you are creating your citations. You are going to have to kind of include chapter information, page number information into your citations to make them correct. So just be aware of that. But you can send that. Should send you a permanent link. But again, if you do need the permanent link, your permanent link is over here. This is the link you want to use to get back to this page. Do not use this one. You can also get just citation information if you just wanted to just grab citation information and leave. You can scroll down and get that information there. If you click on this, this is the way the e-reader is going to look for the EBSCO books. You can just kind of scroll through this and you get all of your options up here. You do have print, email, save limitations, so you can only do, usually if you email it, it'll show you. You have a limited number of 100 pages that you can actually PDF email to yourself. Make sure you are looking at the publisher permissions though, because a lot of them, sometimes they will have restricted copy and paste. There are some that have unlimited copy and paste. So if you do get beyond the 100 pages and there's still a lot of other information in that book you want to use, if it has unlimited copy paste, you can just copy and pasta all through this thing. And it's really, really great. And a lot of times when you paste it, it will give you the citation at the end of what you paste as well. So that's really cool. You can get your citation information here. Again, you can also get your permanent link to the ebook there. So very, very quickly, I'm going to take you back to the main page and to the ebooks option here. The two that we recommend to look at right now are ebooks on EBSCO and ProQuest. Usually ProQuest we even don't always recommend using, but right now they have opened their entire collection up because of the pandemic, so that should last, I think, just until I guess they need to like restrict it. Right now it's definitely through the end of the school year, so highly recommend looking at that as well. Ebooks from EBSCO Host, again, you search it the exact same way you would search anything else related to EBSCO stuff. Search that, and it will bring you in here. So the way you would access them then is you would just go to the PDF full text here. It would take you to the, again, like we looked at that last book. You can look at table of contents here. You can also click this and it will actually take you to the indexing page here. Again, very similar to what we just looked at with that last book. All the same options are available to you here: your permalink, your email, your citation, and then also your link here to take you to the actual e-reader version of the book. So again, another really great way to kind of search for more ebooks than what we just have listed on the research guide page. So highly recommend looking at that. And again, with these, you don't really need to do any kind of limiting over here. You're always going to get full text access. So you can really just kind of ignore the limiters on this. And then just kind of very quickly show you ProQuest. When you click this, you can again do advanced searching if you really want to kind of focus in pretty hard on those. But for the most part, you can just kind of go in, do a pretty basic search. At least I am. And then this is the way these are going to look. Your results are going to look here. Again, you do not need to worry about the limiters over here unless you really want to play around with them. To access the book, you will just click that there. You can read online. Downloading book, you're really only getting it loaned to you for a certain amount of time. But you can download PDFs of specific chapters. You do have a limitation of pages on that usually. But again, you still have that option. So that's going to cover your electronic manuscripts and your electronic book resources.